Elaine Thompson Herah opens up about Shelly-Ann Fraser Pryce. Kemba Nelson, Championships 2022, handling criticism, and more. Welcome back to the channel, people. Welcome back to the channel. If this is your first time here, thank you for making it Peter Lloyd World. Now go ahead, please hit that subscribe button so we can continue to grow. When you do that, go in and hit the notification bell so you know when the next video drops. We drop a video at least once a day here on Peter Lloyd World. Also, if you enjoy the content, please hit that like button. And finally, leave your comments after this sports analysis where we take a look at and we break down the races. Then we'll take a look at your comments. So stay until the end. You just might hear from yourself. So, when you're ready? Yep, good to go. With the ending of the championships recently held in Eugene, Oregon, much is being said on social media about the world's fastest woman over the 100 meters, the one and only double gold medalist from the Olympic Games, Elaine Thompson Herah. Many questions are being asked about the athlete and her performance at championships. Here, in her own words, Elaine Thompson Herah speaks to several issues that I think, well, we here at Peter Lloyd World thinks you may be interested in hearing. In the finals of the women's 100 meters, Thompson Herah ran close to her season's best to take a bronze medal at a time of 10.81 behind Shericka Jackson, who came second in 10.73, a new personal record. And of course, with a meet record, Jamaica's Shelly-Ann Fraser Pryce ran first in a time of 10.67. Now, many of us, including us here at Peter Lloyd World, thought that Elaine Thompson Herah going into the final may have had something hidden up her sleeve. And many of us, I think many of us wondered what happened and why she was not able to perform at the level that we expected her to perform at. Now, prior to this, many persons had speculated about the relationship that herself and Shelly-Ann Fraser Pryce have. We don't believe that they are best friends. But in an interview, she expressed, well, what some people may consider surprising sentiments regarding Shelly-Ann Fraser Pryce.
I mean, Shelly-Ann Fraser Pryce, she's 35, she have a baby and she's still going. That tells me that I can still go even when I'm 35. So I think she's setting the barrier for us as young ladies to continue to hold the flag high, and us as young ladies leaving the barrier for the younger girls to come up and just be just like one of us, you know.
Now, some of you may be surprised by these comments, but the truth is, people don't have to be best friends to respect each other, and it's really difficult to not respect Shelly-Ann Fraser Pryce. Shelly-Ann Fraser Pryce is a 5-time gold medalist in the women's 100 meters at the World Championships and a 2-time gold medalist at the Olympic Games. She is arguably the greatest female sprinter of her generation. I mean, you know, most people reference her as the GOAT. So for me personally, I had to share this with you because it is evident even in losing to Shelly-Ann Fraser Pryce at the championships, there is still tremendous respect for Fraser Pryce and what she has accomplished. And I thought that that's something that should also be underlined. Now, recently it came to our attention that the newest member of the 4x100 meter relay team, female out of Jamaica, Kemba Nelson, came under undue scrutiny and criticism in social media. I guess a lot of people don't understand how this process actually works, and we ourselves did a breakdown on the 4x1 and we said point blank, do not blame Kemba Nelson. Kemba Nelson is simply doing what the coaches told her to do. That's how this works. So anyway, in the 4x100 meters, Kemba Nelson ran in the opening leg. Jamaica ran second, winning a silver medal in the women's 4x100 meters, running the fourth fastest time by a Jamaican female quartet over the 4x100 meters, a time of 41.18. Now, take a listen to Elaine Thompson Herah expressing her thoughts on young Kemba Nelson.
A new member on the squad on her 4x1 was Kemba Nelson. I know she is motivated by the three of us, that she can do anything that she wants, and never say never, because anything is possible with God.
Elaine Thompson Herah also addressed her thoughts on her performance at the recently held championships in Eugene, Oregon. And I thought this was really, really interesting. Thompson Herah has always demonstrated, in my humble opinion, a tremendous degree of humility. I mean, she's a person who I believe has had to fight. All these people have had to work really hard. But after winning in Rio the double gold, she suffered from horrific injury throughout and has continued to suffer from pain due to injury throughout her entire career. Here she does a breakdown on Jamaica's TVJ about how she felt she did.
Thank you. And Elaine, you come here and you get bronze in the 100 meters. 10:81 for you, so very close to your season's best. You're a championship performer. We've seen that over and over. How do you feel about your performance?
First, I must say I'm grateful to be on the podium. For the past couple of years, I've been not on the podium. I missed that. Fourth, fifth. This time I came third. I'm moving up. I'm grateful to be a part of 1, 2, 3 again. It's flip around, but I'm still grateful to be a part of history. Even though earlier in the season I had some struggles, but I still managed to came here and put on a show, and I'm just happy for that.
Yeah. And I'll ask you the same question as well. In terms of your execution in the final, do you think under the circumstances you executed the best you could?
Honestly, I have to watch that replay to see if I had a good execution, but I know I did my best because I retrieved a medal. But I think this one I will share with my husband because for the past couple years I missed the podium, and this one is from both of us, even though it's not here, so this one I will share with him of course.
It's hard to believe it's your first World Championship 100 meter medal. As you mentioned, you missed the podium a couple of times, and you've been so dominant at the Olympics. So you've doubled twice. So what does this mean to you? Because you kept saying before, Elaine, that you've never won the world title and you wanted to win, but you always said that if you're on the podium, you'll be grateful. So what does this mean to you?
As I said, I wanted to be on the podium, and I'm grateful for that. Next year's one for the Tour of Paris, and then 2025 is another world champ. So definitely my motivation is to work to be on the top of the podium, of course, again. Winner, goal, of course. But for now, I'm just grateful to get this bronze, and this motivates me more to go to the 200.
Now, in our humble opinion, that's how a champion should behave. She came third. She was grateful because she had never ever won any medal at a world championship, which is just really hard to believe. And, she also mentioned her husband, who is also her coach. And I also thought that was very important. She continues to support him, and she stated that without him she would not have won that medal. And she also took time out to address the elephant in the room. Many of us had been speculating, was her injury far worse than we had thought.
As I said earlier this season, I had some injuries that is bothering me,
And finally, she addresses how she handles all the negative criticism from social media. In fact, I spoke to a parent of a very, very, very popular member of the Team Jamaica young lady, and her mom said she don't read, watch, none of that stuff because of the tremendous amount of trolling that occurs, as well as all the negativity. So here's Elaine Thompson Herah addressing how she deals with the negativity on social media, etc.
Keep the faith, trust, believe, never let the naysayers or the noise get you down or distract you. I'm never distracted. I am not bothered what nobody says about me. I think whatever they say motivates me because I like to prove how good I am. And for me, it's all about dominating our country. We have so much talented ladies there.
Now, this, of course, is my 2 cents. I think my takeaway from these interviews is simply this: Elaine Thompson Herah is first and foremost a human being, an exceptional human being who happens to be the fastest woman in the world over the 100 meters and the second fastest all time in the 100 meters and third fastest all time in the 200 meters. So she's not a normal human being, but she's still a person. Secondarily, the fact that she had been injured and dealing with this pain and discomfort the entire season and was so gracious about this. They only told us about the shoulder injury, so clearly there were other injury issues here. Thirdly, how gracious she was in defeat, a lesson that we all must learn. One often has to fail to improve, and I'm not quite sure how much improvement she can have. She's the second fastest woman all time with 100 meters. She just had an off season riddled with pain and injury. So, from us here at Peter Lord World to Elaine Thompson Herah, kudos. You are truly a great champion, and you're an example to many of our athletes, and we hope that they follow that example. And to those who criticize, not many of you, actually none of you, can run 10.54 in 100 meters or 21.53 in a 200. None of you. So we need to be a little bit more understanding when it comes to dealing with these athletes. Of course, this is just my 2 cents. I'd love to hear your thoughts. So let's take a quick look at some of your comments. Queen Hope Martina wrote, "Taught the truth because Elaine is sick and that's why. Because if Elaine is healthy, no one can catch her and she is the one who's going to break that record. Elaine, for sure, she's going to come back." King Stanley Goodrich wrote, "Elaine needs to find her tail back to MVP. Bye-bye to any catch of breaking that world record. Bye-bye, little bird." And as it relates to the 200 meter, one medal is to be gotten there. And finally, Ricky Illick wrote, "The whole Caribbean adores and rally around these women. We are all proud of them." Now, don't forget to hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell, hit the like button if you enjoyed the video, and please leave your comments. Remember now, you are royals, kings and queens, greatness personified. Act accordingly. Bless up!